WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Tommy Lopez. The search for a missing 6-year-old in Columbus ended tonight. Xavier Westbrook is safe. Columbus police found him with his aunt. They say she found Xavier alone at the Budget Inn and wanted to take care of him. So here's what police say happened. The boy's mother left for work early that morning. Shortly after that, her boyfriend left as well. That left Xavier alone. When the mother came back this afternoon, she contacted police when she couldn't find her son. Police took the 6-year-old back to the department.
This could have been something bad, but thank goodness it's turning out to be something good. And I want this to be a lesson to other people. Do not leave your child at home by themselves.
Columbus police did not say if they're going to file any charges against the parents. Due tonight at 10, 2 people died tonight after a head-on car crash in Saltillo. Lee County Coroner Carolyn Green says 87-year-old William Wardlaw of Baldwin died at the scene. 84-year-old Joanne Wardlaw was taken to NMMC in Tupelo but died a short time later. The crash happened around 5 o'clock this afternoon. It was on Highway 145 near Bauhaus Drive. The Wardlaws were wearing their seatbelts. Federal investigators are looking into a burglary in Louisville. A bunch of handguns are now missing from a local hardware store there. This is in Winston County, the Western Auto. There's currently a $1,000 reward for information on this. A federal agent with the ATF, Joseph Frank, says more than 10 handguns were stolen early this morning. There were about 5 gun store burglaries in Louisville last year. This is not the first time there's been a break-in at the Western Auto. The shooting in Columbus may also bring in federal authorities. It's because of the victim. Someone in Columbus found a dead bald eagle. Columbus police say it looks like someone shot the eagle with a small caliber bullet. It was on 4th Avenue North near 15th Street North, right in Columbus. A state wildlife conservation officer has come in to investigate. Eagles are protected under 2 federal laws. Violators can spend a year in prison and pay a hefty fine for violating that. We have more on this on our website today, WCBI.com. And new tonight, there's another open meeting for a discussion about policing in Columbus. The consultant the city hired met with about 30 people tonight. This was from Ward 6. It's the 3rd meeting overall for the public to voice concerns about the Columbus Police Department. Dr. K.B. Turner, that consultant, he spoke and answered questions tonight.
And the consultant, the fact that he's a Columbus native was really cool because that means that he's got a little stake in the game. And so it's better than somebody that don't know Columbus coming in trying to figure out what to do.
There will be 3 more meetings, 6 total meetings with the public on this. To an update on the potential new Lee County Jail. Plans are moving forward this week on this. A site selection committee is going to start soon looking at possible locations for a new jail and criminal justice center. The House passed a bill in Jackson last week that's going to allow the county to avoid that law where it would have to be within 1 mile of the courthouse. So if that passes, they can build this anywhere. The current jail opened in 1995. It's been at capacity ever since. A new facility could include justice court offices and space for the county morgue. Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson says it's important to look at the long-term use for this.
Right now, the way that this thing is designed and the number, you've got 1 or 2 employees that are guarding probably 75 or 80 inmates, and that's just dangerous. And so with everything that's in retrospect of what we're looking at, we want to make sure that when we do design this, we want to be conscientious of the dollar, but we also don't want to design something that in 10 years we're back in the same shape like we are now.
Lee County Board of Supervisors President Phil Morgan says he wants to put the issue of a new jail and criminal justice center before taxpayers. That would be during congressional elections next year. Louisville residents will soon see improved drainage and newly paved roads. It's money from FEMA. It's the disaster fund from the federal government. It's going to pay in part for a nearly $5 million project. Our Quentin Smith spoke with the mayor. He has an update tonight.
Louisville drivers are used to driving on bumpy and cracked roads. we're very mindful, not insensitive whatsoever to those who are affected by it, whether they travel on it every day or they live there or they're employed on these terrible streets, because there are some in just terrible condition. But it will be, and with assurance, it will be handled.
Louisville Mayor Will Hill is confident in making that promise. That's because the city is working to pave 60 roads and make improvements to 27 drainage sites.
One of the acknowledgments I get from people when I say 60 streets is there's some that didn't even realize we had 60 streets within inside the city of Louisville, but we do. And again, mindful that it may not be 100% of those streets, but 60 different areas will be tended to. Some will be long runs, some will be partial runs to repair what's needed in that area.
In order to make those repairs, it'll cost nearly $5 million. Hill says the money they've received from the FEMA Disaster Fund will help pay for both projects.
It was so much work and planning that was involved to get us to this point, and then we had to have the approvals. We could not, carelessly go out and proceed without the approvals. Therefore, we would not be eligible for any reimbursements. So it took a lot of time, it took a lot of communication and negotiating with FEMA and MEMA.
It's been a long time coming for the city since the 2014 tornado. Now, city leaders are hoping these new repairs will bring new life into the city.
It's a very unique opportunity. It's one of a kind. We're the first in Mississippi to ever be able to benefit from this type program, and I'm hoping we'll be the story of success that maybe on the federal and state level, they look at this as an example of this may be the future of recovery projects.
Gwen, thank you. And the drainage projects are expected to start soon. Once those are complete, contractors will begin paving the roads in the city. Let's turn our attention to weather. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is with us tonight. Keith, staying warm this week.
Very warm earlier today. We were in the upper 70s and low 80s in the region, as warm as 83 in Meridian and Jackson. New and tide record highs right there. We will stay warm again all week long above the average. We're in the low 60s and mid 60s, some spots still around 70, but notice the showers back to the west of Jackson. Those rain showers are coming our way. So we are dry now. This rain will build in later tonight, and you will have a wet start to your Tuesday. Temperatures in the 60s tomorrow. The details coming out.
Keith, thank you. Thousands of demonstrators protested peacefully today across the country. They were voicing criticism of President Donald Trump on this President's Day holiday, many calling this protest not my President's Day. Dozens marched in Atlanta. WGCL's Ashley Thompson has that story.
Jocelyn Cantrell says she hasn't marched since the Vietnam War.
I'm going to fight until I die.
But she says her distrust of President Donald Trump has prompted her to get involved once again. She's marching with hundreds of others, even with a bad back.
We have a president who doesn't understand the balance of power. He thinks he can just naysay anybody.
Other marchers had different reasons for lacing up their shoes.
My number one concern is environmental, but education. Betsy DeVos is for privatization of public schools, and I think that increases the haves versus the have-nots.
Meg Thornton using her day off from work to march with her dog. She says it's been years since she's been political.
This has re-energized me, and I do plan to stay involved.
I've lived through the Vietnam War and everything else, and this is my first protest.
Christian Merides brought his grandson along today. His reason for coming, he says he doesn't believe Donald Trump is fit to be president.
He's a liar, he's a racist, and he's everything that's wrong for this country.
One of those signs said impeach Trump, I guess borrowing a little Georgia flavor, Keith, with peaches.
All right, weather-wise here this evening, we're looking at some quiet conditions right now. Dry in Columbus and everywhere else, but rain's coming. Your forecast is next.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Pretty nice sunset in Westport this afternoon or early this evening. Some of those high cirrus clouds coming on in, foreshadowing changes coming our way. You can see our Alpha Insurance time lapse in HD from downtown Tupelo this evening. The lights coming on, and we have quiet conditions now, dry conditions, but things will be a little bit wet as you start your Tuesday morning. Currently in Tupelo, 65 degrees, the dew point at 46. The moisture will gradually increase later tonight to support some of that rain. But it is warm. 60 in Columbus, 68 in Macon, 67 Calhoun City, 68 in Winona, 60 60s to low 70s here in the region. Now, this is our live Doppler radar. We have nothing going on in our viewing area right now. Back to the west and southwest, some pretty good showers west and southwest of Jackson. There's Vicksburg right there. Natchez is getting in on the rain. Not a lot of lightning in this, obviously. You can see our lightning tracker at 0. So more rain than anything else. Can't rule out a little thunder and lightning as this band of rain moves to the northeast. But by and large, this is not a severe weather maker. No strong storms. Just some pretty good rain later tonight and into our day tomorrow. This will push through over the next 24 hours, and then we will be home free for the rest of the work week. Look at all the rain, though. Over the last 24 hours, several inches of rain. Perhaps up to 6 inches estimated by Doppler radar there in eastern Texas and parts of Louisiana. Now, around here, we have the potential for at least a ½ inch of rain. Some spots may get over an inch here. You can see Futurecast right now. We are dry, but picking up on the rain showers back to our west. That first wave is going to be the heaviest, so right along the leading edge. That should be into central and eastern parts of our viewing area by 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, hence the wet start to our day. And then just some scattered showers behind it during the late morning into the afternoon. More cloud cover, showers, temperatures will be cooler than what we had today in the 60s. But this is the rainfall potential. Some spots may squeeze out over an inch, some spots not as much, but some moisture definitely coming our way. This is the only chance of rain this week. Temperatures in the mid-60s for our day Tuesday here, 66 in Tupelo and Columbus. Much the same story for you in West Alabama with highs in the middle 60s. Now, what's happening down the road? That system moves away, and we just have warm weather building back in with southerly flow. This is a pretty good storm system that will develop across the Great Lakes later this week, and that's really going to support some strong southerly winds that will support even warmer temperatures again, upper 70s, low 80s by Thursday and Friday. So 66 tomorrow, 73 Wednesday. Warm Thursday and Friday, as I just mentioned, and then we'll cool things down a little bit, but still above average for your Saturday and Sunday. So not too shabby here if you like the warm stuff.
Yeah, not a lot of rain, warm temperatures the whole week.
Can't shake it.
Yeah, all right. Keith, thank you very much. And Keith took a trip today. This is video from Virgil Jones Jr. Elementary School in Brooksville. He went this afternoon to visit kindergarten and first grade classes. There he is. Spent time talking about water vapor, clouds, high and low pressure, how it all relates to daily weather. Looks like the kids are paying attention there. The students saw how low pressure produces clouds, rain, and even tornadoes. Keith talked about weather safety, too. Wanted everyone to know that Mississippi's peak tornado season, everyone needs to be aware. March, April, and early May is that season. Hoops action gets started early this week. We're going to check out some JUCO teams and some high school teams a little later on in sports tonight. Stay with us.
WCBI First Alert Weather School is brought to you by Emerson Animal Hospital in West Point. You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Tommy Lopez.
To our Health Talk with Baptist segment. February is Heart Month. Tonight, Baptist is talking about the causes and symptoms of a heart attack.
Hi, I'm Dr. John King, part of the cardiology team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight, I want to talk to you about heart attacks. A heart attack occurs when one or more coronary arteries become blocked. Over time, a coronary artery can narrow from the buildup of a waxy substance called plaque. This condition, known as coronary artery disease, causes most heart attacks. The symptoms of a heart attack can vary from person to person and from very mild to severe. The most common symptoms of a heart attack for both men and women are chest pain or discomfort, discomfort in one or both arms, the back, shoulders, neck, jaw, or upper part of the stomach, and shortness of breath. Frequently, people experience nausea and vomiting as well. Some people don't have symptoms at all. Heart attacks that occur without any symptoms or with very mild symptoms are called silent heart attacks. Heart attacks often happen in people who have no prior history of heart disease. If you think you might be having a heart attack, there are several things to do immediately. First, stop whatever you are doing and sit down. Call 911 or have a family member or friend do it for you. This is very important because heart attack victims have a higher chance of survival if they are brought to the hospital in an ambulance than if they are brought in a private vehicle. Never try to drive yourself to the emergency room. You could pass out along the way and hurt yourself or others. Chew a full-size 325 milligram aspirin if you have one. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist when we will discuss the risk factors for a heart attack.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
High school hoops action tonight. The New Hope Trojans facing a Jackson area team. That recap is coming up next in sports.
Here's WCDI Sports with Tom Emmel.
Playoff time is finally here in the high school hoop circuit. Teams from across our area look to begin a long road to the state championship. And the New Hope Lady Trojans are going to kick it off for us, hosting round one matchup against the Ridgeland Lady Titans. It was all Lady Titans early on in this one. Nice pass by Chanel Kitchens for Ridgeland on the steal. She's going to take it coast to coast for the finish there. New Hope really struggled in the first quarter. It'd be more from Kitchens in this one. She's going to get it out on the wing. Check out this pass. Nice little shovel pass in there inside. New Hope would trail 17-3 after one, and you couldn't have asked for a more brutal first half for New Hope than this. Good looks all first half long, but they only hit one field goal the entire first half. It would take until under 20 seconds to go for Alicia Jennings to get inside for the and one bucket. That's the first field goal of the game. New Hope would only trail by 15 at the end of the first half, but it'd be too much. Lady Titans. New Hope falls at home in round one, 59-33. Now we'll head over to a packed house at Tremont tonight for the girls. 1A playoff game against West Union early on. West Union senior Kylie Massengill on the fast break. Nice finish there. Lady Eagles, they lead so far, and then more here from the Lady Eagles. Long pass. It's Allison Haydorn here for the nice soft floater. It's a tied ball game here early on. Tremont out in full force, supporting their Lady Eagles. Here's Tremont. More from the Lady Eagles. Haley Robinson. She's going to bank it for the and one bucket. 7-4, they lead here early on. West Union's going to respond. It's Massengill again. Nice up fake here. Stop pop jumper, that's pretty. Tremont led 14-10, but the Lady Eagles squeaked by West Union 69-64. Into the JUCO circuit, ICC taking on EMCC. Pontotocs Marley Hatcher on the poke steal. They're going to reward her in transition. She's going to drain the triple here. Wouldn't be the last we see of Marley, but the Lions, they would respond here on the steal. It's Kaysa Lucky. She's going to take it coast to coast. Check out this move, splitting defenders, gets all the way to the rack. Gotta stop ball, back and forth game in Fulton. But it'd be Hatcher one more time. She finished with a team high 22. Drains the triple there. EMCC would fight to the end, but ICC gets the W 70-65. To the men's matchup, Indians, Lions, it's the theme of the day. Great ball movement here from ICC. It's gonna end up in Tupelo's Trey Jenkins' hand. It's not the only time we're going to hear from Jenkins in this one, but EMCC answers. It's Starkville's Josh Skinner drains the corner triple of his own. It's a three-point contest all of a sudden in Fulton. And I mentioned Trey Jenkins. Great ball movement again, finds Jenkins. He drains another triple. He finished with a team high 20 points. EMCC would answer. Ilian Scott, he's going to get the ball in a loose one and put it home with the two-hand jam. But Trey Jenkins says, I don't care about your dunks. My shots are worth more points. Drains another triple. ICC wins 78-66. Now Northeast, here's the men in action against Mississippi Delta. This one would go all the way down to the wire for the Tigers. It would go into overtime, but Northeast gets the W 75-74. Shun Buchanan hits a shot with 8 seconds left. It's the first time that Northeast is North champs since 2000. Then we'll head over to the women's side. They're in action tonight as well. It would be the Lakia Layton show for Northeast. She drains the triple here. It'd be a Northeast domination down in the Delta tonight. Northeast gets the W 60-49. Well, we're 2 wins away from making history. It's Mississippi State women's hoops. They get a W in the next 2. They'll set a program record for victories in a season and clinch the program's first SEC regular season title. The Bulldogs stay at number 3 in the latest AP Top 25 poll after the win over ranked Texas A&M yesterday. They're trailing still Maryland and UConn. UConn, of course, is on that 101-game win streak. It's not an easy road for the Bulldogs if they want to end SEC regular season champs. They control their own destiny. They've got games against now ranked 22 Kentucky in Lexington on Thursday, and then come home to wrap up the regular season. I can't believe it, I'm saying that, against Tennessee Lady Vols on Sunday in Starkville. So history is possible. 2 more games less for Mississippi State. They could go 29-1.
Wow.
If they wrap up the regular season undefeated. So be a big test. Look forward to seeing it.
And a good position for the tournament probably either way, even if they might stumble once.
Might be number 1 seed heading in.